Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. It's great to be back here. We're here not too long ago, but didn't have full staff like we do now. This is fun. So we got the entire staff here, support staff, here in Little Rock to get a chance to get out and bring Arkansas State into Little Rock and have a chance to come here and work with some of the players here in the Little Rock area, little guys, high school. And so it's important for us. The goal of this is to get out there and those that can't make it into Jonesboro, we're going to make it to them somehow, some way. And we're going to try to make it as easy as possible for them to come see us and be around us. And that's our goal. That's what the mission of this is, to get around Texarkana, to get around to where some of the people are that can't have a chance to be around our staff and be around us and see us face to face. So we're here. We got a great turnout today. We're enjoying it. The staff is fired up to be here. And I look back, we have a bus, we got the semi here, we got the whole crew, the circus back there. I told them before we took off, man, I was like, look at you guys. And they're excited to be here and ready to roll. So that's why we're here. We want to, one thing I said when I took the job, and I meant it, was, trying to build that relationship in the community. And, at Arkansas State, it's really that brand. And how do you do that? You do it by doing well on the field, and I understand that, but also getting out in the communities and seeing people face to face and letting them see you, and not just talking about it, but actually doing it. And we understand that, our staff understands that, and that's the ultimate reason why we're out here doing what we're doing right now. So with that, I know you guys have questions. I'll turn it over to you and let you fire away.
You had, I think last check, over like 50 kids that would just walk up. Are you pretty pleased with the turnout?
Yeah. Yeah, you never, and that's one thing about these camps is you're going to have guys that walk up, and we want that, and I understand schedules and all those things. The bottom line is I think we did a very good job of letting people know we're going to be here, and that's what we want to have. We want to have as many future Red Wolves out there around us. They get a chance to work with us, and we get a chance to see them and get face to face and talk to them and have conversations and build relationships and all those things, and you can do that at these camps. And bottom line is we get a chance to work with them and try to help them become better football players and improve to their respective schools wherever they go to help them hopefully win a championship or get better at what they do.
For you personally, somebody who hadn't been around this area for very long and is still trying to kind of get a feel for your fan base as well, does it kind of help you getting to get out in some of these areas and see these guys?
No question. No question. Just to see, what type of reception we get in areas. The one thing, being here, I know it's the second largest alumni for Arkansas State, and so that's big for us. And we definitely need to be here for that reason. And we came here a few weeks ago, had a great turnout, a great reception. Just Terry Mahajer, myself, were here, and that was fantastic. And now to have the staff here to be a part of that, I think it's important for them to see that we're committed to getting around the state of Arkansas, and this is how we can do it, and we're enjoying it because we get a chance to coach. We don't get to do that in the summer, and this gives us an opportunity to do it.
How does something like this affect recruiting here in Little Rock?
Well, I think it's positive. There's nothing. It's all positive, and really, for us to get out, whether you're talking recruiting or just out building relationships and having a chance to help the football community in Arkansas, by letting those guys work with our coaches, work in the drills, let them learn what we teach our players. I think our coaches are on the cutting edge of what they do and what they teach and how they teach it. And so if anything, we're having an impact on Arkansas football in general, and to have a chance to get face-to-face for them, to hear what we have to say, to be around them, to see what Coach Bedell is like, that's an important thing.
When you were at Texas, did they have camps around the state of Texas, or were they all in Austin?
No, we just did it in Austin. We never did it at Boise State. We didn't do it at Texas. This is the first time I've done it. I know other teams have done it. I've heard about it, never been a part of it. But having a chance to do this, I've always wanted to, because I felt like there's no better opportunity to get out and be on a football field, and like I said before, to be around them and just get face to face with so many different future football players that I think it's hard not to do it, and I think it's the right places that we're going, and I think it's going to have an impact on what we're doing as far as the community goes, and it's definitely going to help us in recruiting.
Speaking of the right places, next stop is Texarkana.
Yeah.
What was the thinking behind Texarkana previous relationships, why Texarkana?
Yeah, a little bit of that with the Texas connection there as well. My background being at Texas, a lot of those potential players being able to come from there and to get to that area. It's within Arkansas now to get into another portion of Arkansas as well. And so what that gives us is kind of the best balance of putting us in a position to continue to have as many of those Arkansas football players in those areas to come out and be with us, along with as many of those Texas players that can come in there as well. We feel like that location would give us that. And along with Arkansas, that's our number one area in recruiting. Texas is an area for us too that we have great relationships there. Our coaches know the coaches, and we feel like that's an area that we can continue to build and grow and help us in recruiting.
How important is it for you to keep those players from Arkansas here in the state and be able to get them to come to ASU?
100% important. Yeah, you want to have that. Growing up in Boise, playing at Boise State, I understand the pride of being in your home state and playing there. You got a lot of people that are going to come watch you, family, friends, and all the different acquaintances you had growing up. It's an important thing, and I think for kids in state here to understand the importance of that and to make sure that we're doing our job to go out there and try to find those guys and make sure that we cover this entire state. We feel good about what we've done, and we'll be in our outer lying areas, but you want to try to pull them from your own backyard because there's a lot that goes into just the pride factor too that those guys will have when they come play for you.
What's been the response from the players and the coaches knowing that you're coming in to their city and establishing that relationship?
Very good. I think the high school coaches, they understand. I think everybody understands, the type of relationship and what we're trying to accomplish. They know that we're getting out there and we're doing it. We're not just saying we're going to do it, we're doing it. And I think that's the most important thing. And we put some action behind the words, and we're here, and we're in War Memorial Stadium, and we've got a great turnout here, and we have our guys out there coaching, and we think it's going to be a very good camp. So, just doing that, if we go out there and we do well, like we feel like we have at our other camps, then that's going to continue to build and grow, and that's what we want. And that's going to grow, this entire process that we're trying to accomplish with just the relationships and then making sure that we're covering Arkansas in our recruiting.
Is it difficult to kind of establish, recruiting ties in your state, being that you're not from here and a lot of guys on your staff aren't? Is that initial process kind of difficult to get going?
Not when you have Steve Caldwell and John Thompson. They're able to make connections for you right away. To be honest with you, Eli Drinkwitz, he's been here as well. So those three in particular have been huge for myself and guys that haven't been in the state of Arkansas recruiting, and that's important. And so the one thing I'll say about recruiting, you don't know, you haven't been in the state, you haven't met the coaches, but I think the process of how you do it is the most important thing. Talking to them, building relationships, letting them understand what you're about, what you're looking for and those things. And so as long as we understand that and we go about it the right way, we'll do a good job here. And we'll make sure that our high school coaches, they know they have access to us, they know they can talk to us, they know that we want to have relationships with them, and we want to be able to have communications with them. So that's just a matter of getting out and doing that and making sure, this first year we've done it, the second year we continue that, and so on.
Is that a big piece to, you bringing them on? Obviously they've coached for a while too, but was that another important part of it, I guess?
It was kind of after the fact,
yeah.
Really. More important because the type of people they are, and then the type of coaches they are, and then the connections they had there as well. And and Steve's a guy that does a tremendous job and knows a lot of the high school coaches. John Thompson, Eli Drinkwitz, all three of those guys have pointed us in the right direction and got us on the phone and talked to a lot of these high school coaches here, and we've built relationships with them because of that, and we're continuing that and developing that. And so along with our coaches now that are all in Arkansas as well, I think we've done a very good job, and we'll continue that, and we'll make it even better in the recruiting process. And I think this, being out and doing the camps and all that, that's something that's really going to help us, I believe.
What's the message that you're giving these players and the coaches that you're here for the long haul, wanting to build ASU in their program, considering what they've been through with coaches in the past 3 years? Yeah,
and that's a hard one. I understand that. When I played at Boise State, I went through 4 head coaches. during that time. And so, when I talked to the team when I first took the job, I understood exactly where they're coming from. New face, new philosophies, different way to say things, all good. And what I had to tell them is explain a little bit my story, and that change is good, and this will be okay. And they've been fantastic about it. They're a mature group. They understand that. As far as the changes that have gone on, I can't control that. I know what I believe. I know what our staff believes. I know why we're here, and part of the reason why we all wanted to be here, because we feel like Arkansas State's a place that what you see is not what you're going to get. It's growing. It's getting better. There's facilities on campus that are being developed. There's facility projects that are going to be done over there in the football field, and so it's growing. Terry Mahajer, Tim Hudson, Chuck Welch, those three guys, they've got the same mentality as we do. Trying to build it, grow it, and build that brand. And to me, having a chance to go through that at Boise and just be a part of that, that's exciting, because I've seen when it's done right, how it can have an effect and how exciting it can be. So that's why there's quite a few guys on staff too from Boise that understand that, and we're excited about what we're doing. This is part of that process to help continue that, and we'll do whatever it takes to help grow that brand and do our part.
Can you tell a difference with the success of the past two seasons when you talk to recruits that they are already aware of Arkansas State?
Yeah, because winning solves so many things, and that's really when it comes down to it. You can write letters and do all those things like that, but they're going to go back and look at the success that the program has had, because these are successful football players. They want to win. They want to have an opportunity to win. So you look at a team that's won 20 games in 2 years. That's exciting. The thing is, now you look at the players that are gone that did that. We got to be able to replace those guys. But it can be done. It can be done at a high level, and we think can continue to improve. So that's where we're at. But that attention that the last two for Arkansas State has been very positive, and it's reflected in our recruiting. It's helping.
Your impression of Arkansas talent, high school talent?
Good. The guys I've had a chance to see, guys I've had a chance to come to our camps and be around us and things like that, it's been good. I think we have to continue, to keep evaluating, continue to keep recruiting it. And the one thing too, so much at some places, the sophomore, the juniors, they're so early in recruiting. There's a lot of development too that's, I think, is going to go on here as well, where guys throughout their senior year will continue to develop. We'll have a chance to evaluate them during that time as well. So I'm really curious how this football season goes, not just for us, but also in the whole recruiting process as well, to really evaluate, how we're going to have a great feel for Arkansas, and how we're going to recruit it by having a whole cycle.
Do you feel like you have a good tab on the talent of kids that are, going to be in the class of 14 just yet, or, this is going to take a little while for you?
We do, but there's so many good players out there. There's so many guys that are under the radar, right now that are good football players. And the one thing I've seen in the last several years is how much better the high school players have gotten because of the high school coaches. They're doing so much with those kids now, and drills and developing them. Those guys are coming into college and they understand so many things. They understand coverages and things like that, and you can kind of get down to it a little bit faster. But yeah, it's been good.